Hey guys, my name's Sam and welcome to the Driving Home Reviews podcast. This is a podcast that features mine and my girlfriend Hannah's unfiltered, spoiler-filled thoughts about films we've just seen on the drive home. Just a heads up, there's a lot of strong language, full spoilers, obviously, and a lot of comments about what we see on the road, so we hope you enjoy. Also, I'll be back at the end to wrap it all up. This week we saw Nobody. Were we taken away by the fight scenes, or were we at the end of our John Wick by the end of it? Yeah. There were some pretty good jokes. Anyway, let's find out. What did you think of that?
Did I think of that? Well, I don't know what I was expecting, considering I haven't seen a trailer. I didn't really know what the film was about. I just saw that it was a 15.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, interesting. But yeah, I had no idea what it was going to be about. So,
Yeah.
I've just thought, it's very aggressive.
That's very aggressive, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I think I wasn't expecting all the gore. I feel like it got more violent as it went on.
It picked and chose when it was really violent. And
Yeah.
when it wasn't. But
Oh my goodness.
I mean, because I saw a trailer for it months ago,
Yeah.
and I'd forgotten about it because I think it came out in America. I don't know, February time or something. I don't know. I can't really remember when it was supposed to come out and when it wasn't coming out. I don't know.
That long ago that it's been some time.
It's been so long. And as far as I was aware, the way the marketing did, and the fact it's called obviously know about it,
Yeah.
the trailer, it made it seem like he was, because, you know, obviously at the beginning they had the whole, oh, fuck me, he hates his life. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no, my wife hates me. Oh, my God, my kids don't respect me. I hate my 9 to 5. Like laying on the pity party for it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
They were laying it on.
they're like, oh, no one likes him. Oh, he doesn't belong. Oh, he's an oppressed white man who doesn't feel comfortable in himself. me. Well, shut up. But as far as I was aware, he was just a family man who just loses it and just decides to go and kill people.
Yeah.
Which is, I swear that's what they implied from the trailers. Like, not that he used to be a super secret assassin man thing.
Yeah.
But he just seemed to be a normal bloke, so that's what I was expecting. But then it almost felt like a parody.
Yeah, it did.
And I couldn't tell if it was like a satire of those types of films. Of a dad action film.
Yeah.
Because it is a dad action film, isn't it? It's
isn't
like,
it?
oh, he's an older man who can't protect his family, even though he could have. And then it was like, oh wait, she didn't actually have any bullets, plus they were scared and they didn't actually take any money, so I let them live.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, okay. And then it was like, and then, yeah.
And then when you actually...
And then it's like, oh no, he actually knew what he was doing. And I was a bit like, okay.
But when you actually look at, like you just said, you know, the people that first attacked him, like, they had no bullets. They were literally, like, completely harmless. But he went after them anyway. Because, like, he was doing
the cat.
Doing some Liam Neeson, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna avenge my
family.
daughter. Like, what, because they stole your kid's fucking bracelet? Like,
yeah, and
what?
it was like, oh, they stole your watch. And you're like, oh, I don't give a shit. And
Yeah.
it was like, oh, Daddy, they took my kitty cat bracelet.
kitty
And
cat
you were like,
bracelet.
they did what?
Yeah,
it was like,
so like with
what?
things like that,
Yeah,
it does make
like,
it seem like it was just a bit of a piss take because
it was like, oh,
he
that's the
literally
thing that
had-
made you go fucking
Yeah.
acca, lose your shit.
like it's
Not your son getting punched in the face.
No.
So I'm like, yeah, I that's what I mean. I don't know. I couldn't quite tell if it was a really, really fucking subtle parody of that sort of shit. Because there were times when it seemed like it, like the fucking kitty cat bracelet, the fucking monotony bit where it was like, oh, I'm gonna get into bed with my wife, and oh no, there's pillows in the way.
Yeah.
And then like as soon as he started beating people up, he was like, oh yeah. He was like,
yeah, my
he was
wife's
like-
taking the pillows down.
he was like, oh, I've got a fucking massive boner. I'm ready to fucking shag like there's no tomorrow. And he was
Yeah.
like,
Like, oh, look at me, I'm all
what?
tough now because I'm like beating people up
Like,
again.
ooh, you tough boy. You get fucking your leather jacket with tough boy written on the back.
Yeah.
And fucking rhinestones.
Stolen
and
from
shit.
your dad.
Yeah, like. And then, of course, the big fucking Russian guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you better.
Such a cliche.
You better believe. If you didn't think that he was bad enough when you first see him, when he's driving all over the road. Also, just before they showed that bit, that whole bus fight was just
What
like.
the fuck?
you're just a
Like that.
dick.
Like that came out of fucking nowhere.
Do you know what it felt like a parody because it was
Yeah,
just like
it did.
It was like, oh, he didn't kill those people, and then he had this angry inner monologue where he was like, oh, I'm so angry.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, okay, they haven't even done anything
Yeah.
yet. Like,
And then it was like, oh, actually, he's a Secret Service man and I was like, oh, all right, okay. A bit different to what I was expecting because he's obviously got the training, not just some random dude who can punch people.
Yeah.
But sure, why not?
Because
And
that
then-
as well, like the beginning of that fight on the bus, when he first gets punched in the face,
He
I'm
gets
like,
fucked up quite easily.
I'm like, was that him trying to be funny and be like, oh no, and then he was like, actually, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, kind of thing.
I think,
Like
yeah.
pretending to take some punches and then be like, oh, flip the script.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe he just needs to blow the dust off, so to speak, and just be like, right, okay.
Or whether, he just started off a bit slow.
Yeah, and he was like, fuck, ooh.
No,
You're
I
getting a
haven't
bit
done this in a
old.
while.
But, yeah, and then, of course, I was like, he's basically John Wick, but you've not seen John Wick, have you?
No.
It was basically the same sort of shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's the mouthy youngster of a big old mob baddie crosses the wrong person and then the wrong person goes after them. But then, because they're related to the other big boss guy, the big boss he's like, oh, fuck. He's like, I don't really want to fucking do this, but I'm going to have to. And then the guy's like, well, you don't. And he's like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, and it was like, what? But yeah, as soon as that introduction where he's driving all over the road,
Yeah.
which I swear they made it seem like it was in a Eastern European / Russian country, because there was that big title card where it was like,
Julian.
oh, was that his name?
Yes. I was just about to say
Right.
that.
Well, they did not make that very clear
No.
because they said Julian,
Yeah.
and then it was like driving all over the road,
Yeah.
and then he's just in this club, and I was like, are we in Russia now?
I was gonna,
like, what?
I was
and then
gonna
it
turn
was,
to you and say that when we were watching it. I was like, now is that the place that we're in right now, or is that like his name? Like,
right. Yeah, that didn't make any
I
fucking
think
sense.
when they were in the club, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure like his name came up in the subtitles, so they were like obviously talking more
And
to
then-
him or about
yeah.
him. Or,
So he's just driving all over the road, rocks up to his club, gets drinks handed to him, everyone knows his name.
snort some coke.
Does some
like,
coke, does a bit of singing with the dancer on the
Jumps
the
on
dancer on the
stage,
table.
yeah.
Like, oh, like if you didn't think he was a bad guy, oh, you better believe he is your basic bad
Yeah.
guy. Like, he's got zero dimension to him. What the fuck?
Like,
Yeah.
we're ticking all these boxes to prove that this guy is a bad
Jesus
guy.
Christ, all right.
I'd like to keep my eyes, thank you.
Blinded me.
Mr. Lorry driver.
Like, I know he's thankful, but jeez.
Not so thankful.
But yeah, and then it all just sort of went a bit fucking acca. And then
Did,
yeah,
didn't it?
I just soon as he was like, his fucking dad was like, it fucking escalated so much. Like I said, in like a jokey way. 'Cause he was
Yeah,
like,
it was.
he was like, oh, I beat those guys up, and he's like, hey, I got my big dick energy back. He's
'Cause
like,
it's
oh, fuck
always-
you.
yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna go shag my wife. Oh, my son is gonna fucking respect me because. Like, he doesn't even do anything to the kid. He just says, oh, hey, good tackle the other day.
Yeah.
And then the kid's like, oh, thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh, I love you, Dad.
Oh, you cooked some bacon? Oh.
Whereas, like, the day before, he was like, fuck you, Dad, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? It's like, oh, because he said good tackle, well done. They're like, like, oh, well, yep, thumbs up, well done, Dad. All is forgiven. His wife's like, I don't know. It was like his wife had forgotten that he was like a military man until the script needed to remind her.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning, I was like, why are you with this woman who makes you so fucking unhappy? I was like, if I were you, mate, I'd fucking divorce her.
Yeah.
She can have the son who doesn't give a shit. Just keep your fucking daughter.
You keep the daughter.
Also, the fucking stones on him at the beginning being like, oh, I want to buy out your fucking business.
Right.
You know, just lay it on to the whole fucking like...
I wouldn't buy your business.
But it's like not his family business, it's like his wife's business.
His wife's
business.
Yeah. And like, why was her brother so like...
Such a cock.
Yeah, so sleazy and like...
Oh, hey.
Gross.
Hey, buddy, I heard you need a gun.
Yeah.
And I also like how they were like, oh my god, I can't believe you got your house broken into. Oh, you must have no fucking... Like the policeman at the start where he's like, oh, if that was me, I would have fucking clubbed around the fucking face. And you're like, bro, you're a fucking policeman. Like, I killed that person. Well, then again, he's a white man, so he would be absolutely fine, wouldn't he?
Well,
like,
yeah,
if he killed... Turns out, what, a Hispanic couple?
Yeah.
If they broke into his house, fuck me, a middle-class white man, killed them in America, he got off scot-free, probably got a fucking medal, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking crap. But I think that was my, like, the mystery that, I don't know if I actually enjoyed it. Because I like the action. The action bits were really good. I was like, well done. And I was like,
I enjoyed those.
I have a sneak. I think it was done by the same guy who did John Wick. And the John Wick action bits, they're good.
Yeah.
But it was basically like, it fucking devolved into Home Alone, didn't it? Because he was, like, he just had making all these traps to kill everyone.
Makeshift booby traps where you're like,
of course. It was a bit like Taken, a bit like John Wick, a bit like The Equalizer. Just all like chucked in a barrel and then they were like, yeah, fuck it. Which is why I'm just like, was this a parody?
Yeah, was it?
Because it's like, you've taken all these bits from these other films and then you've also got this kind of semi-awareness of it, but also not. So I'm like, I don't know if when they wrote it, the script was really uneven and they were like, oh, well, we don't really know. Like, do we want to do a parody of this? But it's so like in your face that it turns into, you know, like Scary Movie was.
Yeah.
Would it be like, oh, Dad Revenge Movie or some shit like that? You know?
Yeah.
But then they sort of like shied away from it and they were like, well, no, it's quite serious. And then it's like, really? Like, you got his fucking dad, Christopher Lloyd, fucking Doc Brown off of
That's who it was.
Back to the Future.
That's who it was. I was like, I really recognise this man. I thought it was, you know, is it the beginning of, I can't remember which Scooby-Doo it's the beginning of.
Oh, Mr. Heckles? Mr. Heckles?
No, Old Man Smithers. And they're like, and it's that ghost that kind of looks like a clown and he's flying and then it's right at the beginning and he catches it.
Oh, I think I'm thinking of, you know, the guy from the second Scooby-Doo. You know, the mining guy.
Yeah.
I think he was Mr. Heckles. Or is that? No, that's the guy from Friends.
That's the guy from,
But it's Mr. Rickles or some shit. And it's that old guy. He's like, oh, damn you kids. But yeah, it's that similar sort of vibe, isn't it? Like, it's just like, what? But yeah, like getting the dad involved. And then he has like Razor as his brother off of Wu-Tang Clan. I was like, what? And then his stepdad is a guy inside. It was Sam Fisher in the Splinter Cell games. Renowned tough guy. And he's just fucking like, oh, I own this business. And he was like, oh, I'm rooting for you, boy. And then,
I'm going to sell out my business for all these gold bars.
Literally, like,
like,
a
it's
bag full of
yours, here you go.
I thought you were a fucking government agent, not a fucking drug cartel leader. Why do you have so many gold bars? Like, what? Like, that's not what you should be. That's not what you get paid in when you work for the government.
Yeah. Apparently it is.
Well, yeah. But then he had loads of fucking cash anyway. So he was like, oh, so you're a bad guy, I guess. But
he's a good bad guy.
Wait, yeah. But yeah, that bit at Home Alone where it was Home Alone / Equalizer. Was it the first Equalizer, isn't it? You know, when he's in his like being cute.
Yeah. With all the slow-mo.
Yeah.
So much slow-mo. Like, more than Justice League.
I also like how he set all that shit up in his newly bought offices that he bought off his stepdad. Set up all these traps, but then his brother and his dad just knew where all the traps were. They were there already waiting.
Yeah,
they were there for the boys to get the bad guys.
That's just clocked with me. You calling him his brother?
Yeah.
I was like, how do you know his brother? And then I'm flashing back to the picture
because there's one teeny tiny little picture.
Of the dad and then them as kids.
Yeah.
Right.
That was all it was. I mean, the only reason I was like, they've got to be like brothers or something, is as soon as I saw Razor's name in the credits, I was like, and then we didn't see him until the last 15 minutes, and then
just
I
heard
was
his voice.
yeah, and I was like, okay, there you are.
I did think, I was like, I can't wait to meet this mysterious radio man.
I mean, the only guy who's not white and isn't a bad guy.
Wow. Exactly.
It's a bit questionable casting, but whatever. But yeah, just the way it got unnecessarily complicated in the middle as well. You know, and and it was like, oh, go see the barber, and it was the guy.
What the fuck was that?
Because I guess that was his old CIA army whatever buddy.
Oh yeah, and he gave him a file, and he was like, "Am I getting that predictable?"
Yeah, and it was just like, okay, so just everyone knows. And again, it just seemed like pure convenience that they all knew everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I was just one of them where I was like, this is just. I mean, obviously it's a movie, and things happen because they need to happen. Otherwise, it's not a film.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if it was real life, there would not be any of these things happening. It would just be, oh, he just went to work and that was it.
Yeah.
Or he got ambushed.
Or, you know, he got mixed up with the fucking Russian mafia, so he got killed.
Yeah. Which is more or less how it should have been. But yeah, and then it was just like, oh, again, just really painting out the bad guy to be a bad. Oh, he's the worst of the worst. He's done everything. Oh, he's really bad. I was just like, sure, why not? But
I also love that they said about the bad guy, didn't they? They were like, oh yeah, he doesn't even want to be in charge, or something like that.
But he's quite happy being in charge.
Or he doesn't. They were implying like he didn't care.
Yeah, because there was that whole bit
he didn't really care that much about
the money that he was just looking
stuff
after.
that he was in charge of. But then obviously when he burned it to a crisp at the end,
he's like, oh, my fucking money.
He was quite upset.
Well, obviously he does give a shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what did you fucking expect?
This doesn't look like someone who doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. I think the biggest beef that I have with that film. I'm gonna get a bit political now. Oh, you know me.
Here we go.
Bloody love my politics. But I'm like, could we stop making all these movies about these fucking repressed white men going out and seizing the day and making themselves feel like big dick energy in a non-satirical way?
Feeling good again.
Or if it is a satirical way, make it considerably less obvious. No, make it more obvious, in fact, that you're being satirical of the whole situation.
Yeah.
Because the whole time I was just like, that whole bit at the beginning where it was like, oh, he's counting down, like, you know, he goes to do his job, his wife doesn't like him, you have to put your lights on. There we go. And yeah, just like this whole idea of like, ooh, I've got a nice cushy 9-to-5 job, I've got a nice house, I've got a wife, I've got kids, but fuck me, like, you know, the family
I'm so
life.
unhappy.
Oh, it's taking my balls away.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I just need to get my fucking my raw animal instinct. Fucking to fucking stop.
Like, stop that.
Stop it.
Get a grip.
Because the way that it's portrayed in the film is obviously it's like, oh mate, he's got his fucking balls back. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like you know what, he's the good guy. He is the good guy. And then it's like, God, he kills all these fucking people. And, you know, he just gets away with it at the end. Like, oh my God, scot-free. Fucking buzzing, mate. And it's like, you need to stop this shit. Because
you need to stop making it okay.
Yeah, when you stop making it okay, the white guys can get away with this sort of shit.
Yeah.
Because currently you're making it seem like, oh, you know, it's okay for a white guy. And he can just be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I can do whatever. Which is why you get all these fucking dickheads in America who go up and do all these fucking shootings of, like, you know, people of colour, like, shoot them, kill them, and then, like, the media just brands it, it was a shooting. It's like, that's fucking terrorism, mate.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just make all films about shit like this and then be like, oh yeah, I mean, obviously it's a bit more than that, but, you know, the more or less the underlying image is that he's a fucking white guy, and he can get away with this shit. You know, he's got the training. He just feels a bit pissed off because life didn't go the way he planned it to.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, I could just go up and fucking shoot people up. I can stab people on the fucking bus or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, I get it. It's obviously meant to be sensationalism. I'm like, unfortunately, it's having like the reverse effect. It's like fucking Fight Club all over again, where it was like, oh, everyone's like, oh, fuck yeah, we need to take our, like, masculinity. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna be a fucking bro. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just gonna punch dudes and we're gonna fight. Let's just be so masculine and all. Fuck yeah. And it's like, you don't get the point of the film.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Fight Club, that whole point was a fucking satire of, like, masculinity and toxic masculinity and all that sort of shit. But again, fucking straight over a load of frat boys' heads, and they're like, oh yeah, we just beat each other up, yeah, because we're so tough. Like, yeah, bro, whatever. And I feel like it's setting that similar sort of precedent, not even just this, but just like everything in general. Because I'm like, you compare this to, what's it called? Tom Clancy, Without Remorse, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
You know, when he went off killing everyone, who killed his fucking wife, his pregnant wife, in that. Yeah. They were like, oh, you're fucking disavowed, like, you need to be, like, taken, you know, how fucking dare you?
Yeah, you're going to be arrested.
Yeah, and it was like, you are the bad guy in this. Who's walking the dog?
Oh my God, I thought he looked fallen over.
A couple of dogs.
Someone's falling out the bush and his legs up in the air, but it's just a man and his dogs.
But yeah, and
no,
it was like,
absolutely, like,
yeah, he was fucking disavowed, and they were like, oh, we can't let you go because you're gonna you're gonna kill we can't let you go after him. And he's like, fuck you, I'm gonna go after him.
We're gonna put you in prison.
Yeah, and he literally got arrested for it.
Literally got arrested.
Whereas like this, his kid got punched in the face and he let 2 people go, and he was like, oh, I'm so fucking angry. Oh, I'm so, and it's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Like, stop being like, oh yeah, white guys can just do whatever the fuck they want to get away with it. I mean, annoyingly, because they fucking can, because the way the media will portray them. Oh, kitty cat.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Scared me.
Meow, 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 meow.
Hide in Marion's bushes. What are you doing?
Well, I'm just thinking I'm going to fucking reverse it, because man, this
definitely reverse.
Well, this old bitch, she ain't going to fucking start again, is she?
Park it here. Oh no, you can't really reach across. Jump blades. Also, they did the classic fucking trope that we literally mentioned in our fucking Cruella review last week. Or this week.
Whenever it was.
The whole starting at the end.
Oh god, yeah.
I was like, for fuck's sake.
Also, how many fucking things does he manage to have in his fucking jacket?
Stop.
That he can have in...
That really annoyed me. Because obviously, you know, he pulls the cat out and the food and the can opener, and then obviously at the end you're just thinking, well, where's the cat going to come from? And where's this going to come from, kind of thing. And you're just waiting and like expecting it to happen, and I don't like that.
I really fucking hope this cat's not behind me. But yeah, no, it was basically the same, except rather than him saying, oh, I'm fucking so... He was like, oh, I bet you're wondering how I ended up in this prison cell. He was just like, oh, I'm going to pull out all these things, and then...
Yeah, I'm going to look like a really cool, weird guy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm going to pull out my cigarette. Oh, I'm going to pull out this painting. Oh, I'm going to pull out a fucking a can. Oh, I'm going to pull out a can opener. Oh, I'm going to pull out a cat. And I was like, what the fuck? I think that's also what made me think, like,
what is this film?
Is this a satire as well? Because no one would be allowed within a prison cell.
No.
Because they take all that shit off you. They'd fucking
strip
empty your
you.
pockets. They'd be like, why the fuck have you got a cat? Why have you got
Yeah.
some salmon? What the fuck is going on? But
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine. I was like, good action. Story was fine. It was your classic dad romp,
Yeah.
you know. But my bigger beef is with the wider implications of it all. But hey,
Yeah.
didn't change anything.
What was your favourite bit of violence?
Violence?
Yeah.
Probably when he strapped that claymore to that bit of plastic and then ran at the big bad guy and blew him the fuck up.
Blew his face up.
And then he was just fine. I was like, sure, why not?
Why not?
Also, you know what pissed me off? The fucking cheek of them to use "You'll Never Walk Alone" while they're having a big fucking.
I completely forgot about that. That was gonna be my favourite thing to talk about. I forgot about it. Yeah.
Oh, fuck it. The cheek of them. While they're stood there shooting all these people down.
Yeah.
Have I never?
The smooch. The gall.
The
gumption.
gall. Honestly.
Gumption.
Fucking
How
cheek.
dare they? My favourite bit was of violence was when he had the mouse traps and they were all lined up perfectly in the wall where the enemies were.
Pure convenience.
And I was like, oh, look how that worked out.
Yeah, it was just like bang, 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 and they killed. I think there was 4 of them.
Yeah.
4 shots, 4 kills.
Yeah.
And it was all through a wall.
Yeah.
I was like,
Perfectly
What?
of pre-placed
yeah.
things. Like, you just knew that those people were going to be there, did you?
Again, I just don't believe for a fucking second that Christopher Lloyd and Razor didn't set off any of those traps when they walked in there, because they weren't there helping out.
No.
They just sort of rocked up and were like, oh, we should probably go to his place of work, maybe. Unless he called and was like, oh, by the way, look out
maybe
for
he
all
let
the
him
fucking
know.
traps.
Yeah.
Because there's a few. Careful when you're walking up the stairs so you don't blow up your fucking leg.
That was a good one too, wasn't it?
Yeah, like I said, it was just Home Alone.
Or the one when he shot and it shot through all 3 of them.
Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. I was like, fucking Razor had the best fight scenes. And he was in it for about 5 minutes. I wanted to know more about him.
Yeah.
Why was he on the other side of this radio?
Like where had he been hiding?
Yeah,
You know?
like, what? I was
he
like,
doing?
Give me a fucking spin-off of that. The fucking nobody cinematic universe. I was fucking so sick of it. Ooh, who are you? Oh, I'm nobody.
I'm nobody.
Shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up with that. Dickhead. But yeah, was it a satire? Who knows?
Yeah, might have been.
I fucking hope it was.
Yeah, so do I. Now that you've said it.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Right, let's fucking bounce. And there it was, our driving home review. Very interesting. Was it controversial? Possibly. This is pre-recorded, so deal with it. Anyway, thanks for listening. And if you want to get in touch, give us a follow on Insta, Twitter, or give us a like on Facebook, where we're Driving Home Reviews. It'd be great if you could subscribe and leave a nice juicy 5-star review, and maybe I'll buy you a pint. Is this bribery? Probably. But tune in next time for another Driving Home review. Bye bye!